Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. With Hannah coming down for the weekend, there will be gardening stuff done, and it's traditional to do a before and after video. Well, obviously this is the before video. Now there'll be some areas that will either get nothing or very little done. One of those areas is the planted border. I can't see much getting done over here because there's not really much to do. Probably just a bit of deadheading here and there. I mean, it's looking pretty green and pretty good, although we did get some singeing back in the heat wave in May. Singed some of my ferns, which is annoying. But apart from that, I mean, the Welsh poppies keep coming and going. Nice little splash of orange. This purple campanula is putting on a good show at the moment. The few geraniums poking through as well. The crocosmia has got one flower spike by the looks of it, but that will give a smashing splash of orangey red in the not too distant future. The rose needs deadheading badly, and then it will produce some more buds. This is a possible area of work. Now we're going to have good weather, but I don't know how hot it's going to get. Last time Hannah came down, we were messed up by the heat and the blazing sun, basically. That you can't work in that. It's just not fair to even ask somebody to try. We got some things done, but what I'd like to do is Hannah do some work on the garden, which is what she likes doing best, and in the meantime I'm going to clear that table off and try and get 2 coats of stain on it. It'll probably need a third, but if I can get 2 on it, it needs at least 6 hours in between the coats. So in theory, if I do one on Saturday, and then I could possibly get 2 done on Sunday, but we'll see how that goes. The bonsai staging I'm quite happy to leave for now and get done later. This is things I want to get done on the weekend as an ulterior motive. If I can get that table done, the table can get out of here, out of the way, and then we can start clearing up this corner. Because you can't get at the bench or anything at the moment. The table is the first thing to go, and it can just go over on the decking. The bonsai, once I get this weekend over, I'm free. I've got no meetings coming up. I've got nothing till the end of the month, and that's only a Sunday morning thing. So I'll have spare time to spare, and all of the bonsai need to come in for their summer trim. As you can see, they are extending quite bad. Now, if we can get the table out the way, we can have a clear up. Part of that clear up will be getting all the old timber round into the carport. It might have to be cut in half first, otherwise it's not going to fit in the car. So other things going on. The mimulus that was saved, that was rescued, that's got flowers on now, very attractive flowers. So that's been saved. The rose campion that Hannah dragged those out of a crack in the patio and rescued those, put them in a pot. They're all growing okay. The 2 buddleias here are pushing on nicely now, so they're gonna get big enough to produce some blooms this year. So at least we'll find out what colour it is, because that's self-seeded, those are. All the purpling under there is doing well as well. It's in the pot. It's all over the place. But that corner is a nothing corner. I don't get in there. You know, it's just a nothing corner. Now, Hannah wants to take this bush right down. The idea being that from in there can see the rest of the garden. But that might have to go on hold because this is about to flower. And anything that flowers I want to keep because it helps with the bees and everything like that. So that's that. The rose needs a good prune. Not take the flowers off, but it's flopped where the heavy rain got at it a while back. I pinched the tops out of the fuchsia in the last video which you saw, and as you can see, the side shoots are starting to push on now, so that are good. Now I think it's time that the forget-me-nots came out, so Hannah will enjoy doing that. She likes shaking the seeds back down onto the ground, and hopefully this year we won't get a drought and they will germinate this year. Then they'll be in bloom earlier next year. So that's that. This buddleia's pushing on now. It's even got some flower buds showing, I think. Where are we? Yeah. It's got this problem. This is a known problem on buddleias. Many have it, even some of the wild ones. At the moment it's just a little worrying, but sometimes they grow out of it, but it doesn't stop them flowering. It doesn't seem to affect them, but we can see all the flower buds starting, so we'll have something for the butterflies soon. Not that there's any around at the moment. This is the June gap. There's very few butterflies around in June. They all start again in sort of July and on into August and that. This area needs a good clear out. The blackbirds were nesting in this corner somewhere. They've finished, because all over the garden are baby blackbirds whizzing around all over the flipping place. They're almost annoying, quite honestly, but that means this can be pruned now. This area can be pruned and got at, so that can be done. Now what I want to do here is, when there's two of us, we lift that out of the way. That can probably go back over on the patio and just go up against the wall somewhere. I don't know whether I'll be able to film that, but my favourite birds are back. Can you see the little goldfinch in the hedge? See its lovely bright red face? They're just my favourite bird, all-time bird in the UK, and they've come back to the feeder over the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks, and they're on the feeders on and off all day now, so they're like back for good. You probably can't see that, it's too far off, and I doubt if I'd be able to zoom in on it. Anyway, it's too far away. The thyme is coming into bloom in places. That's good for the bees again. It's lots of different types of thyme, so it blooms at different times. But this is the first one to sort of get going. This looks like it'll be the next one. And some of the ground cover plants have these bright yellow flowers on. They're nearly there. They're nearly ready to come out. The valerian needs cutting back. You can see it's gone to seed in a lot of places. Well, all the shoots with seeds on need cutting off, and then they'll shoot out from lower down. The scabious is pushing on nicely now. I have to keep my eye on it, keep deadheading it. Any deadheading of this sort of thing I always throw down here, because sometimes it seeds. Right, so work for the weekend. That's what we started out talking about. Everything in the garden today will need an absolute soaking, because I'm not here tomorrow, but I'm leaving it till later in the day so that it doesn't use it all up today, and there's plenty left in the pots and tubs and everything for tomorrow. Now, while Hannah's trimming garden stuff and doing gardening stuff, which is what she enjoys most, I'm going to get the last decking board done. I'm hoping to get these 2 front bits done, and then that's the decking finished. Once it's finished, I'll have more incentive to get this rubbish, can then come out of here, and with the table out of the way, can go over there, and then both of us can get at that area there and get it all round into the carport, and then that area can be tidied up. So that's my idea. I'm looking into getting some decking oil, because the whole thing will need a good coat of decking oil. But, it's funny how the new decking boards were quite a dark colour, and the sun's starting to bleach them now. And you can see the sun doesn't get at that end so much, and it doesn't get at that end so much, but it gets at the middle bit. And then we can get that corner planted up then. We'll get a nice buddleia to go in there, you know. And if we get some nice weather, then once I get the paintbrush out to do the table, I'll get in the paintbrush sort of painting mood, because I want to get the rest of the shed coated up. Coated up the bare bits, and the new stain that I got seems to be holding. It's not fading like the last stuff did. The last stuff disappeared in a few months. It was almost a waste of time doing it. We nearly got stuff to fix the fence today. There was a special offer on systemic bug spray in the local DIY place, so as part of my trip today I had to go out and fill the car up ready for my trip to Birmingham tomorrow, to the NEC, for the International Orchid Show. And on the way back I called in that DIY place, and I thought, oh, I'll have a look at the plants while I'm here, because they've got a bit of a garden centre bit out the back. And I found a weatherboard, which, you know, it was just a single piece, and it would have done that fence. A couple of pieces tucked in behind there, just fill that hole in, and then when it was coated up it would look reasonable again. They wouldn't sell it to me because it didn't have a barcode on it. It's comical sometimes, it really is. You know, if that had been a local shop, he'd just said, oh, give us a couple of quid, you know. But no, they can't sell it. If they can't have if they haven't got a barcode, they can't put it through the till. And they only, in that particular store, they only sell them in packs of 10. I don't want 10 full-size boards to repair a hole in the fence, so I didn't get it. So, I will find somewhere that will sell me one board eventually to fix the fence. But yeah, so my idea is to do the more structural type work while Hannah does the gardening bits. She enjoys doing that, that's the thing. I'd rather she did stuff that she's enjoying, and then I'll get on. I want to get that board in, because it's annoying me that it's not done, but we've had a lot of rain recently. I'm not coming out here working in the rain. And then if I can get the two front pieces on there, it's only a matter of cutting them to size, drilling a few holes and putting some screws in. It's not exactly a big deal. And then we can get some decking oil on the whole thing, get that finished off, and getting all this rubbish out of the way. See, to get that rubbish out of the way, I need somewhere to put it. The somewhere to put it is where the table is. So getting the table done is quite important. So that will be my first job when we get back on Saturday. My first job will be to get the scruffy clothes on and get the old paintbrush out and get that table done. And then hopefully we don't get any rain overnight. It's supposed to be fine now. Then Sunday morning I can get another coat on, and then the sunshine and the warmth will make sure it dries thoroughly, and then it can come over here on the decking, which effectively is right out of the way then. So that's the theory. So that's the sort of things we'll be getting up to. Hannah will be doing tidying. Like I say, she likes getting the long-handled tools out, and you know, that orange blossom has had its blooms, they've gone now, so that needs quite a hard prune of all the new stuff back to, you know, sort of shorter stems. You don't cut all the new growth off, because what is new growth this year becomes old wood, and it blooms on the older wood. That's why the blooms are down near the bottom of the bush. But yeah, so yeah, tidying to do, and a job, and for me, getting this decking finished. The bird feeders at the moment are going mad. Basically, on the ground and all over the table and all the places like that are the blackbirds. There's one on the fence now. You've got the parents and the youngsters. I think there's 3, possibly 4. They're in here not all at once, but the youngsters are really active, begging for food. There's a family of great tits. I think there's 5 youngsters and 2 adults. They're on the feeders all the time. And the blue tits, there's a family of those on the feeders all the time. And they're really good, because the great tits and the blue tits, the youngsters have already learnt how to use the feeders. So they don't need feeding quite so much. See, there's one of the youngsters there now. You can tell because they're much duller colours. and also they don't take so much notice of humans because they haven't learnt yet that we can be a danger to them. And yeah, and you know, there's just youngsters all over the place at the moment. It's that time of year. So anyway, I need to get the rest of the things done today that I need done so that I can just get on and go tomorrow morning. I'm off about 6 o'clock. Whoops, trod on the edge of a stone. Yeah, I'm off about 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll be back about the same time in the evening, I suspect, maybe a bit later. So it's a full day out. And then Friday's a day here. And then Saturday morning I'm off to get Hannah, and she'll be down for the weekend, take her back late Sunday afternoon, and get back just in time to go to bed. And then, as I said, I haven't got anything on the calendar for some time after that, so I can get on and get all these things done in the garden. And at some point I am going to have to get up on that shed roof and deal with that bramble, and also get the felt on the shed and tidy that all up and make it look nice. That's shed is really making that corner look tatty, and with the decking finished and some nice decking oil on, you know, giving it a little bit of a sheen, and getting the fence fixed and coated up, get this corner all tidied up, get the table done, and get the bench sorted out, and get the garden tubs into places where I want them rather than just in available space, if you see what I mean. So if we can get that blue tub out of it, then this buddleia can go where that one is, because it covers up the washing line, which I don't use, and the cover that I got, because it looks horrible, now the cover's disintegrated. Might have to get another one of those. No, there we go. Anyway, so that's what will be going on this weekend. I'm hoping to do staining. It's all black stain, you know, tabletop's black. While I've got the paintbrush out and it's dirty with black stain, I might do a couple of the bonsai stands at the same time. If it's drying weather and it's touch dry in 2 hours, well, outside with the warmth and the sunshine it'll dry faster than that. And although it says 6 hours to recoat time, you know, that's based on normal drying time. With a bit of sunshine, that'll get speeded up. So there we go. That's what's going on. And yeah, as I say, just a before and after, so that you know hopefully what we'll get done. The only thing that's going to spoil a working weekend is heat. You know, and sunshine blaring down on us. But we'll see how that goes. It is supposed to be warming up over the weekend. In the southeast of England they're going to be 30 plus again, which for some people is smashing and for others is hell. Depends, you know, depends. If you're a roofer, it's not much fun. Anyway, I'm waffling now, so I will see you next time. This is just a sort of, as I say, it's the traditional before look, and hopefully the main thing that will be done is that the decking will be finished off, the rubbish timber and everything will be cleared up, the table will be coated up and put over here. I might get a coat of green on the shed. You know, as I said, once I get in painting mood, I sort of get going, if you see what I mean. It's like most things, it's getting started. We shall see how we go. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by. You can tell the feeders are getting done. That the tall feeder, that's sunflower hearts, that was filled up 2 days ago. It's nearly half gone already. The other feeders I don't top up much. This one on the left, the little one there, that's a mixed seed. There's sunflower seeds in there and bits of corn and grain of different types and stuff. So that's a mixed one. There's not all the birds go on there. The goldfinches don't touch it. Some of the youngsters go on there because they don't know any better, but the sparrows like it. So and while the sparrows are eating that, they're not picking all my sunflower hearts, which are expensive. So that's good. Anyway, I will see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.